Hello YouTube, this is Galway Yugo here with a brand new deck profile. This is Metalfoes. I played this deck yesterday at my regional and I got 12th place, X2 finish. I lost my final round to Dark Synchro. I got hand loops in game 1 and 3 because I lost the dice roll, which really sucked. But other than that, I had a great event. I didn't get my invite, but I already had it, so that's fine. So let's get straight into the deck profile. I played 2 Bismugear. This is the weakest and best Metalfoe at the same time, because it has a good effect and it searches at the end phase, but on the flip side of that, it's also not being able to be pendulum summoned out, and if you open multiples of this card, it's really bad because you don't have the pendulum summon that turn. But other than that, you still should play the 2 of them. Some people play 3, and that's, I guess, depends on your deck. If you're playing more than 40 cards, I guess you could do that. I didn't really see the need. I played 3 of every other Metalfoe. It's important that you play as many of these as you can, because they are vital to your engine, getting your Metalfoes fusion especially, and then getting cards like Combination to pop and just generate tons of advantage for big pendulum summon and just really good monsters like Alcest. Really important. So yeah, I play 14 Metalfoes monsters. 3 Bunbuku, which searches Kieran, and Kieran is like the best card in the deck. Best pendulum monster in the game, I'd go as far to say. So yeah, these are just ways to get to Kieran, and also being level 3, it's able to be normal summoned after you special summon a Gofu and go into a level 8 synchro, which is quite good. So its level is really important. And being windy can make Totem Bird, which never came up. In fact, a lot of the extra stuff just didn't come up. 1 Luster. It's kind of like meh, because it only really makes Ignister, but it does fill your graveyard, so it almost functions like a Metalfoe card, in that, you know, it fills the extra deck and adds a Metalfoe. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. 2 Ariadne. I didn't want to run 3 because I didn't want to open multiples of it. I played 4 Solemns to search with it, and the ratio worked out fine, 2 to 4. Because even though you'll more often see a Solemn than this card, the Solemns are still good cards, and when you do see this card and you can resolve it, it's really plus, and gives you defense. Like, it's really hard to get over Alcest, Kieran, and a strike, because even if you say Kaiju Regeki, you know, still need the Twin Twisters to make plays with, and with each of the outs to those cards, you'll have 1 less card to combo out and break my board, and then stop me from going off next turn. So yeah, it's really important to kind of play cards like Strikes and Warnings. I played 2 Eccentric Archfiend. I didn't really want to open multiples like a lot of the cards. I tried to play 2 of cards that weren't vital for the deck. So yeah, 2 Archfiend Eccentric. Still a great card though for outing a lot of things. It outed a Vandy's Fiend for me during the regional, and that was really clutch, and I love this card. 2 is perfect. I played 3 Gofu. You really want to open this card. I played the Salkin build. Actually, I never even summoned Salkin, but it was still really good. It gives you so much free advantage, like free pops. It really unbricks bad hands. It's just a really important card to play. It outs a lot of cool things as well. On my very first game, my very first hand, I actually just special summoned this, normal summoned the Gold Driver, and made Vermilion to pop a Combination and brick myself, and it was really just amazing. So I run 3 Gofu. I might cut it down to 2 in future though, since I never did summon the Salkin. And last for the monsters, 1 Rescue Rabbit, because it's so free. 1 Metalfoes Fusion and 1 full Metalfoes Fusion. There's no need to ever play more than 1 Metalfoes Fusion. A lot of people are bumping this up to 2 because of some new build, the more combo oriented build, but I think 1 is fine. I like my strikes, as you can tell. 1 Upstart Goblin, I'm playing 40 cards, so 2 Painful Decision and 2 Desires. Same logic as every other hard opt card in this deck, is that, you know, you can only activate for once per turn, and you don't want to brick by drawing multiples of these, even though these cards are great for getting you out of bricks. Painful Decision even better than Desires in a lot of cases, because you guarantee the scale and fill your graveyard for combination plays, combination full Metalfoes fusion plays. I won't play 1 combination because it's recyclable anyways, and 1 counter. Counter is not really recyclable because you banish it to gain advantages as well, and then you can't get it back. I don't play Omega. But other than that, like, it's kind of meh. The second one, I could have wanted it a couple of times during the day, but I realized that if I played the second one and I would have cut something else, I probably would have drawn it more, and then I would have probably lost more games or had less impressive plays. So yeah, 1 of each is fine, and then I play the Solid Brigade. I feel this is extremely important for defensive play, for setting up first turn against a lot of decks, and it forces your opponent to have more outs than they could possibly reasonably have. And even if they do out all of your cards, if they have the Alcest here and your set strike, let's say, and your counter that's going to trigger as well, even if they do that, there are 3 cards left going second, or maybe even less if they're going to kaiju and Regeki and stuff like that, and that's really not enough to stop a comeback board with this deck. For my extra deck, I played through Mithrilium. Amazing card. I summoned this a lot, and 1 Alcest, which I summoned so much. I summoned this more than any other card in my extra deck. It was just so good. Being allowed to disrupt your opponent on their turn is so vital. That's why Kieran's such an amazing card. That's why Beatrice is such an amazing card. And this is, I hesitate to say better than Kieran, but it's almost as good, and it's always there. You can usually always make this card. So opening this in Kieran is just so good, because they don't even have the same outs. Because if they Regeki, then your Kieran still stays, and if they have a kaiju, this is still on board to stop whatever they do. So yeah. Those were the good Metalfoes monsters, and then these 2. This one was solely for Salkin. But I did use it. I didn't summon it actually, but it was a possibility to summon it using the Metalfoes Alcest material that he took and equipped himself, and another monster, and I could have made this for free, and then that would have been okay. But I decided not to do that. I made a different play instead. And Orichalcus is really good, but 1 of is fine. You can recycle it. For the Exceeds, I played 2 rank 4s. I didn't play the Utopia thing because 2 space I didn't feel I had enough space for, and in hindsight I did, because there were so many cards I just didn't summon, and this was one of them. I did summon Castell once, but I only summoned it once. I never summoned Dweller. Dweller was pretty janky. I borrowed a Totem Bird and a Breaksword, and Totem Bird never came up once. Breaksword came up exactly once, and Grand Pulse came up exactly once. I could probably cut I definitely cut one of these, because in function they both did the same thing. I have Breaksword popped my combination as well as their back row and got me a search. Well, the more consistent version is probably this card, so maybe that, or maybe it doesn't really matter. Either or, they both do the same job. Although Breaksword would be far more versatile. For Synchros I played Zalkin, never summoned. Vermilion, I summoned this twice. Such a good card, important to play just because it outs the anti-spell. Never summoned this because I never summoned Zalkin. You can only summon it with Zalkin. So never summoned Void Ogre Dragon because I never summoned Zalkin, and I always had an extra card in hand. Bismugear just kind of wrecks a Void Ogre in this deck. And one Ignister, I summoned this like 2 or 3 times, and it was okay every time I summoned it. It was never amazing. It helped me win. It was like a really win more almost in a way. It helped me just push my overwhelming board to just OTK them, and that was nice. But yeah, that was it for the extra deck. I'm gonna go into the side deck because it is like the full deck. This was the best card ever. It helped me win game 2 against Dark Synchro. They literally couldn't do anything. They had to summon a Jet Synchron to out it on their second turn, and they couldn't follow up with that because they hadn't used their normal summon, and I don't think they had a great hand. So I love this card. Also, it outed my opponent. I was playing DD in round 2, or round 3, sorry. And they summoned Clearwing, the level 7 Synchro Dragon thing. They summoned that. They summoned Hope Harbinger, Titanic Galaxy. They summoned Genghis and a Vandy's Fiend. I normal summoned this card, outed their entire board except for the Vandy's Fiend. Because I'd drawn tons of cards off Maxi. I'd Maxi him on his turn, so I was up so much. But I didn't have an out to the Vandy's Fiend, so I just put a bunch of scales, set up my extra deck, and just passed. He beat over this with the Vandy's Fiend, and I just Archfiend Sentry done in the next turn, so that was really clutch. I love this card, and Maxi was fantastic. I saw this in, and every time I drew it was great. I drew 2 actually one time, and it was great when I drew it. Both. 2 Kaiju Waiju. I didn't summon it at all. This was a Tour Guide, and this was a Ghost Ogre, and I never resolved either of them, so yeah, whatever. 2 System down. Didn't play. Did I play ABCs? I did not play ABCs. Okay. 3 space. I beat Frogozoics pretty easily, actually. The game was completely in my control every time, so I did draw this and used it, and it was subpar. It just put one of their Paleozoics that was not going to do anything in the grave anyways. And 2 Typhoon, which was amazing. This card was just the GOAT. I love this card so much. Similar to Mystical Space Typhoon, I used it against that Frogozoic player, but I also used it against I think it was Burning Abyss. No, it was DDDs to hit their contract because they had 2 contracts, so I hit on their turn, stopped them from making a really good board. So yeah, that was my deck profile for deck profile and report for the for the regional, the Dublin regional yesterday. I really enjoyed playing in it. I really loved this deck, by the way. I would have topped, I think, if I'd have played any other deck than Dark Synchro in the final round. I mean, I lost the dice roll and I got hand looped. There was no play I could have made to avoid it. It was completely, and that deck should really be banned because I was so salty about that. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed Metalfoes. If you want to say anything about it, comment below. If you like the video, please press like. And if you want to see more from me, I upload semi-regularly. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.